Before I start the video, I'm not a music critic and I'm not claiming to be. I'm very aware this album isn't perfect or for everyone, these are just my opinions. That being said, enjoy the video.
Danger can, danger can, danger can, and then you break it open on your.
If you aren't familiar with Mom Jeans, they're a DIY indie punk band from Berkeley, California, and at this point in time, my favourite band. They're currently comprised of Eric Butler, Bart Thompson, Austin Carango, and Sam Class, who play guitar, drums, and bass respectively. They don't have the biggest following, but they're talked about a lot in groups of people who know about them, for better or for worse. Mom Jeans seems to get the piss taken out of them a lot on forums like r/emo. Hell, I'm even guilty of this myself, but I genuinely think they're really good, and if you haven't already, you should really listen to them. In this video, I'm gonna go through their first full-length album, 2016's Best Buds, track by track, attempting to analyse the lyrics in the song. As I said, I'm not a music critic, so it's more going to be about the lyrics and surface level music rather than actual song structure and things like that. What do you want me to say when I can't tell you the truth? Please tell me how the fuck I'm supposed to deal with losing you. The album starts off with a song called Death Cup, a song that starts slow but gets more intense with the chorus, then slows down a bit, in a way similar to the album itself. In my opinion, this song perfectly encapsulates the album, showing you what to expect going in, exactly like a good opening should. The lyrics seem to explore, presumably Eric, the singer's emotional instability, which results in loss of a partner. This is backed up by the lines, "I think it's about time that I warned you, I might cry in front of you," and "You are my best friend, I didn't want it to end." These lines clearly show that he's scared of vulnerability and that he's having trouble letting go. You were my best friend, I didn't want it to end. This is even reflected in the screams before the final verse, which could likely be screams of frustration or a representation of Eric's emotion. Only being able to seep out in short bursts. It's also worth mentioning something I found on the Genius page, which is the name is a reference to a rule by the same name in a drinking game, where if the ball lands in the death cup, the game is abruptly over with no input from the opposition, much like the breakup Eric is likely describing. I'm not scared of dying, I'm just overwhelmed. This song is similar and likely related to the subject of the last one. It seems to be about Eric struggling to move on from a relationship. He's clearly interested in pursuing. The line, "I'm not scared of dying, I'm just overwhelmed," is likely Eric thinking there isn't much to live for about the relationship. The "I'm just overwhelmed" part could likely signify hope and uncertainty, with the thought. The following line, "I loved you more than I ever loved myself," backs us up. Basically, Eric is just saying he isn't happy with himself. I would just like to mention the song starts with drums and then bass and then the guitar comes in. This could signify a contrast. One thing I've noticed with Mom Jeans is they use capos in their songs to give them a sort of higher sound. The contrast between the drum and bass intro as opposed to the guitar, you'll see introducing the songs more often, could likely signify something more bleak, again backed up by the "I'm not scared of dying" line, as it creates a lower sound than a guitar with capo does. This song starts off with an acoustic sound before going to a more intense electric sound. This song seems about themes of existentialism, like in the line, "'Cause I'm not getting any younger, my lungs are getting blacker every day." Physical health, again, with "my lungs are getting blacker every day," and being lied to in the line, "The doctor said you would be fine, but it still hurts, and I'm still sure it was just another trick to make us feel alright." You have likely seen themes of lying and being lied to in the previous songs, and you'll see it in the later ones. But I want to point out here, because it's quite obvious. Although not obvious at first, this song could still have ties with the last two. If I were to grow a beard, stop drinking beer, I fear you might not love me enough to make you stay. This shows how much Eric is willing to change himself, both change for the better and just to please the other party. The lines, "I know I said that it's not your problem, I know I said that it's not your care," show that Eric clearly regrets his attempt to push people away, but that he clearly does need help. This next song is my personal favourite of the album. It again talks about Eric's struggles of being lied to and letting go. The chorus starts with, "I don't mind that you lie sometimes, because I lie too, guess I'm just like you." Personally, I interpreted this line as Eric trying to fit in. "Guess I'm just like you" could also be a way of coping with being lied to by lying back, creating a toxic cycle in the relationship. It also seems that Eric wasn't too keen to start a relationship in the first place, likely because he knew it wouldn't work out, and that it would be hard to go over. This is shown in the verse, "Now I'm addicted to cigarettes, at first I didn't let myself inhale, but smoke got through and so did you, and now every burn hole smells like home." I think in this song, Eric is using cigarettes as a metaphor rather than this actually being part of the story. Cigarettes eat you up from the inside, and much as this relationship, he's clearly eating him up from the inside. And much like most smokers, he has trouble letting go of this part of his life, whether it's a relationship or a nicotine addiction. And I know it's killing me, but that still won't stop me, because now we smell the same, but you still kill me faster, seemingly backed us up perfectly. Much like smoking, Eric knows this relationship is bad for him, but likely can't quit. The line, "because now we smell the same," backs the idea of wanting to fit in that I mentioned earlier. Once again, relating to the smoking metaphor, where maybe use peer pressure to get into a relationship he can't get out of.
Baby, I'm sorry.
Now, Sobs Quietly is similar to the song structure of Death Cup, slow at the start, then ramping up near the end. The title clearly relates to Eric feeling that he needs to hide his emotions. The line, "because I'm getting better at crying without any noise," also shows this. The song ends with the lines, "but I don't know what I need, so just tell me what you need. You're all I need, just please don't make me," before it cuts off. The line, "please tell me why I'm so afraid of dying alone," is likely a direct reference to Danger Khan, where Eric says that he isn't scared of dying. This could either be before or after where Danger Khan is set. Maybe you realise that he is in fact scared, or maybe you got over that fear. Track 6 is likely after the previous 5 songs. Eric is trying to better himself after likely being in some sort of slump before realising that this is futile and that he's clearly not over a relationship yet. That broke him. Just want to point out real quick that this is my first, informal description on the Genius page, where it simply says, "Something about being hella depressed where you're heartbroken." But this short description perfectly describes it. In the song, you can hear Eric getting more and more annoyed with his daily life before finally breaking down and saying, "You ripped my heart out and it's hurting so bad." The lyrics before gave you hope for Eric before throwing that in your face. You could see it at the end of the previous verse with the line, "I'm just fine," after his day slowly got worse and worse. The song starts with "getting so tired of the inside of my bedroom," showing you that Eric finally realizes that staying inside all the time could be really unhealthy. The bridge to the outro shows that Eric has given up with trying not to think about the person who, quote, "ripped his heart out because I'm so sad whenever you're not here." And finally, in the outro, he says, "because I need you more than you need me." Eric has clearly given up on trying to better his mental health after the breakup and presumably falls back into a depressive slump. This next song shows Eric being quite bitter towards the person he's singing about. Whether it's deserved or not, I don't have the resources to tell. The outro shows that Eric doesn't feel like he should apologize, even if there is something he should apologize for. I'd also like to point out that, similar to Danger Can't, the song starts out on a lower and more somber sound, reflecting the lyrics quite well. Eric also talks about how looking back on old conversations could make him out to be a bad person, or at least to him. Shown by the lines, "I'm looking back on all of these old notifications, but what do they say about me?" But before I get into this one, I'd like to mention real quick that the title could be a reference to a cannabis strain by the same name, so keep that in mind. Similar to Danger Can't, the song starts out with a slow sort of drum fill before the more cheery sounding guitar comes in. The lines, "I try so hard not to show how much I like this, because I feel happy again," likely show that Eric feels like if he shows any positive emotion, the thing causing it could be taken away. Similar to how in Death Cup, that similar emotional vulnerability seems to cost him his relationship.
It's hard for me to see exactly where the hell I went wrong. I never thought
This is the second to last song on the album, and it seems to be about Eric reflecting on the relationship, finally realizing that maybe it wasn't his fault they broke up, and that was a mutual loss of interest. "I never thought I'd see the day we wouldn't get along. I think you smoke too much. I think your friends will suck." Lines that show that Eric was clearly incompatible with this person. The outro, consisting of "I sleep well alone now," could either be Eric coming to peace with his relationship, or him trying to convince himself. At the end of each verse, not including the outro, Eric sings "I'm happy here." Again, whether this is him coming to peace or trying to convince himself is up to the listener.
so much, and I've given up on love.
Finally, we come to the last song, Vape Nation. Vape Nation, at least the original, is an acoustic song likely meant to be relaxing. He's clearly bitter looking back on his relationship, but he's coming to realize that it wasn't his fault. He's still upset and has a right to be, but now he has a higher chance of letting go. He knows that he can't salvage the relationship, but he still seemingly wants closure. The song starts with the line, "Is it so much to ask that you text me back?" Eric knows he can't force them to be compatible, but he still wants an attempt at staying in touch. He recounts some of the things I enjoyed, like in the line, "On things that used to make me so glad, I was the one holding your hands." He misses those small things, but knows that they're in the past. As I said earlier, he's still upset, but has a right to be. I think Eric has moved on. He's still bitter, but not as much as in Randy's place. He's seemingly at peace.
Sitting courtside at your favorite basketball games, holding hands, eating $6 popcorn and yelling at some fucking guy in front of me in the stands. 'Cause he's too tall and I can't see, and I'm scared 'cause he's way bigger than me.
In conclusion, this album, or this band for that matter, isn't for everyone. Just because I really like it doesn't mean you have to. Have I read into this much? Probably, but I'm glad I have. Making this video has given me a newfound appreciation for this album, even more than before. If you look at any live Manju's performance, you can see the point of their music isn't to get big, but just to make music and have fun. If other people like it, that's a bonus. I believe I said in an interview this album was just meant to be enjoyed by the band, no matter the ratings. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and join my Discord server if you want to. This video is a pain to record and edit, so I hope you enjoyed it. I don't make this type of content all the time, but if you want to see more of it, let me know. That being said, I'll see you next time.